Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Panachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajapachari Ashtatra Shatashi Shrimad Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimadbhagavatam ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Fourth Canto, Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. Text 18. Atmaramo piyastvasya loka kalpasya radhase shaktya yukto vicharati Goraya Bhagavan Bhavaha Atmaramo piyastvasya Loka kalpasya radhase shaktya yukto vicharati. Goraya Bhagavan Bhavaha Okay. Yeah. Okay. Atma Aramaha. Self-satisfied. Api, although. Excuse me. Although he is. Yaha, one who is. Two, but. Asya, this. Loka, material world. Kalpasya, when manifested. Radhase, for the matter of helping in its existence. Shaktya, potencies. Yuktaha, being engaged. Vicharati, he acts. Gauraya, very dangerous. Bhagavan, his lordship. Bhavaha, Shiva. Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod, second only to Lord Vishnu, is self-sufficient. Although he has nothing to aspire for in the material world, for the benefit of those in the material world, he is always busily engaged everywhere and is accompanied by his dangerous energies like Goddess Kali and Goddess Durga. Purport. Lord Shiva is known as the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is known as the best of all types of Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Consequently, Lord Shiva has a Vaishnav Sampradaya, the disciplic succession known as the Rudra Sampradaya. Just as there is a Brahma Sampradaya coming directly from Lord Brahma, the Rudra Sampradaya comes directly from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great personalities as stated in Srimadbhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 20. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlada Janako Bhishmo Balir Vyasa Kirvayam. These are 12 great authorities in preaching God consciousness. The name Shambhu means Lord Shiva. His disciplic succession is also known as the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, and the current Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is also known as the Vallabha Sampradaya. The current Brahma Sampradaya is known as the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Even though Lord Shiva appeared to preach Mayavad philosophy, at the end of his pastime in the form of Shankaracharya, he preached the Vaishnava philosophy. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudha Mate. He stressed worshipping Lord Krishna or Govinda 3 times in this verse, and especially warned his followers that they could not possibly achieve deliverance or mukti simply by word jugglery and grammatical puzzles. If one is actually serious to attain mukti, he must worship Lord Krishna. That is Sripad Shankaracharya's last instruction. Herein it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is always accompanied by his material energy, Shaktya Gaudaya. Material energy, Goddess Durga or Goddess Kali, is always under his control. Goddess Kali and Durga serve him by killing all the asuras or demons. Sometimes Kali becomes so infuriated that she indiscriminately kills all kinds of asuras. There is a popular picture of Goddess Kali in which she wears a garland composed of the heads of the asuras and holds in her left hand a captured head and in her right hand a great khadga or chopper for killing asuras. Great wars are symbolic representations of Kali's devastation of the asuras and are actually conducted by the goddess Kali. Shrishti Stati Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Eka, Brahma Samhita 544. Asuras try to pacify the goddess Kali or Durga by worshipping her in material opulence. But when the asuras becomes too intolerable, goddess Kali does not discriminate in killing them wholesale. Asuras do not know the secret of the energy of Lord Shiva, and they prefer to worship Goddess Kali or Durga or Lord Shiva for material benefit. Due to their demoniac character, they are reluctant to surrender to Lord Krishna, as indicated by Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 15. Namam duskritita mudha prapadyante naradama maya pratigyana asurim bhavamashita. Lord Shiva's duty is very dangerous because he has to employ the energy of Goddess Kali or Durga. In another popular picture, the Goddess Kali is sometimes seen standing on the prostrate body of Lord Shiva, which indicates that sometimes Lord Shiva has to fall down flat in order to stop Goddess Kali from killing the asuras. Since Lord Shiva controls the great material energy, Goddess Durga, worshippers of Lord Shiva attain very opulent positions within this material world. Under Lord Shiva's direction, a worshipper of Lord Shiva gets all kinds of material facilities. In contrast, a Vaishnava or worshipper of Lord Vishnu gradually becomes poorer in material possessions because Lord Vishnu does not trick his devotees into becoming materially entangled by possessions. Lord Vishnu gives his devotees intelligence from within, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pratipurvakam tadami buddhiyogam tam yena mama priyantite. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Thus Lord Vishnu gives intelligence to his devotee so that the devotee can make progress on the path back home, back to Godhead. Since a devotee has nothing to do with any kind of material possession, he does not come under the control of Goddess Kali or the Goddess Durga. Lord Shiva is also in charge of the tamagun, or the mode of ignorance, in this material world. His potency, the Goddess Durga, is described as keeping all living entities in the darkness of ignorance. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidra Rupam Samshtata. Where is that from? Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nidra Rupam. Oh, they use it for worship of Durga. How does Ramapati know? He's coming from Bengal, right? Yeah, it's huge. Both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are incarnations of Lord Vishnu. But Lord Brahma is in charge of the creation, whereas Lord Shiva is in charge of the destruction, which he carries out with the help of his material energy, Goddess Kali or Goddess Durga. Thus, in this verse, Lord Shiva is described as being accompanied by dangerous potencies. Shaktya Gauraya, and that is the actual position of Lord Shiva. Om Gyanitivarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshudhanmalitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Kridavachalam Pangamangayate Giremya Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurundiditaranam Vancha Kabir Vishta Kripa Sindhabevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhavanitananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'll read the translation again. Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod, second only to Lord Vishnu, is self-sufficient. Although he has nothing to aspire for in the material world, for the benefit of those in the material world, he is always busily engaged everywhere, and is accompanied by his dangerous energies like Goddess Kali and Goddess Durga. So, Lord Shiva is in a very, you could say, unique category, because, it's very unique, but unique category that he's not a Jiva, nor is he Krishna. He's in his own, right, Shiva Tattva. Interesting. And he has a very, say, striking appearance or bizarre appearance in the sense that it says that he's covered in ashes from crematorium, and he wears a necklace of skulls, and he has a snake there. And I forgot it's in Bhagavatam. I read it somewhere, but these aren't. And therefore, like Daksha, like we were reading in earlier in the fourth canto. Is it fourth canto? Yeah. Daksha, he said, he was criticizing him in so many ways. He said, mode of ignorance, right? Look at your appearance. But the ashes that Lord Shiva has smeared all over his body, it's said to be the ashes of Vaishnavas, of devotees. And the skulls also. Skulls of devotees, and that snake is like a expansion, I guess, of Anantadeva or Balaram. So in this way, you could say it's all transcendental. Now, of course, Lord Shiva could do that. I mean, I don't think anybody else could do that and get away with it. But this is a description of Lord Shiva, and we see that there are many. There are many Shiva worshippers throughout the world, especially within India. And what to speak of all the other demigods? There's also a lot of demigod worship in India. And I remember once my spiritual master he encountered a Shiva worshipper. He was there in Mumbai, and he was more or less giving the standard reply that we see in Bhagavad Gita: those who worship the demigods are less intelligent, something along those lines, trying to discredit the worship of Shiva. So the fellow was getting quite upset. He got really upset, and then so Prabhupada came to Bombay, and then so my spiritual master arranged for Prabhupada to meet this fellow, the Shiva worshipper. And Prabhupada said a very interesting thing to the man. So the man was saying, your disciple's saying, Krishna is worship higher than Shiva worship, and what's going on? But he was obviously really into Shiva. And then Prabhupada said that there's two words. There's what are those two words? Very important. Puja and bhakti. I think it's puja and bhakti. So puja and bhakti, and he said that generally those who worship Shiva, they engage in puja. Worship means they want something material, and those who and bhakti, that is for Krishna. The devotee doesn't want anything material. It's not motivated materially motivated. So he said that's the difference, and the man said, "Okay, I accept." He accepted that explanation. That's pretty much what Prabhupada said. And as we heard the other day about Vrikasura, which Vrikasura, as we heard, we just heard it yesterday, but I just wanted to add a little detail to that, is that in Prabhupada's Krishna book, he explains how this demon actually wanted to enjoy Parvati. He says that in the Krishna book, wanted to enjoy Parvati. And he said, kill Shiva. Touch Shiva's head, blow, and then he has his wife. So this is the tamagun nature of this asura, Vrikasura. And just as there are many worshippers of Shiva, there's also many worshippers of Durga or Kali, especially within Bengal. It's a huge celebration. I mean, it's always going on, but especially in one particular point of the year, right? Maybe for like a few days or something. And I'm remembering how in one of Prabhupada's Bhagavatam purports, he describes how the followers of Kali, one of the things they do is they sacrifice animals to Kali. And even you go to Calcutta nowadays, if you go there, walk around Calcutta, you'll see different temples of Kali. And outside of the temple, right outside, like, if you just walk outside this temple, if you imagine walking outside this temple and you see the sidewalk there, so right there where the sidewalk is, they have pretty much like a guillotine for goats. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Huh? I don't know what they do. I saw it, though, with my own eyes. Here, you want to pass on the mic? This is a very important comment here. Here, Ramapati. Here, this is a very important comment. I guess.
So, for the goats, usually it's like they take a fulfillment of their desires, so that they take a vow if their desires are fulfilled, or like suppose some disease or their daughter getting married or some. Yeah, they do it usually afterwards. The day of the Durga Puja, they offer, and they offer the heads to Durga. They take the body at home and they have party at night or whatever. That particular day, they bathe in Ganga. Those who are austere, they do like Dandavat Pranam all the way to the Durga Puja, from Ganga to there. I've seen people do that. So, and they have to kill the goat at one strike. If it doesn't, that means Durga hasn't accepted your offering, or the Kali.
Yeah. So you go to Calcutta, and that's right outside the temple. And so I remember reading in a purport in the Bhagavatam, getting the place, but I did read it there. And it said, and Prabhupada said that in a purport that the followers of Kali, they sacrifice a goat to Kali, and but actually Kali doesn't accept it. Who accepts it are the ghost and all types of tamagun followers, spirit, whatever. They accept it. And the reason being is because in Vedic culture, the wife eats after the husband. Even, you can see more humble, eats the remnants of the husband. And Lord Shiva is a vegetarian. So she's taking what Shiva has. So Shiva's not accepting that. Shiva's, right? He's a vegetarian. Vaishnava Namita Shambhu. So these people think they're getting Kali Prasad, but they're actually getting, Bhuta Prasad, Ghost Prasad. That's what Prabhupada says. Quite interesting. Of course, they wouldn't like that if we said that, but anyways, that's what Prabhupada said. Prabhupada also, there was a time, anyway, since we're on the topic of demigod worship, but my spiritual master was in, he was in Madras, India, South India, and he went to one man's home, and he was trying to make him a life member, which life member means you have them donate 1,000, at that time, 1,101 rupees, and they get a Back to Godhead subscription for the rest of their life. They could stay in any temples in the world for a few days. They get all Prabhupada's books. And this was a plan that Srila Prabhupada had to distribute his books, and of course other things, get donations. He was trying to, worked, and very successful, and still successful. So he went to see this man, try to make him a life member, and the man he asked, "What do you think about Shankaracharya?" And my spiritual, great, here we go. So it was in impersonalist, and then, so this man, he kept on trying to push impersonalism, and my spiritual master said, okay, well, I don't think this is going anywhere, and it kind of got in a little bit of a tense discussion, so my spiritual master just closed his briefcase, and he was okay, thank you, he's walking out. And then the man said, no, wait, I want to show you something before you go. And then, so then my spiritual, okay, and then then he was thinking that, oh, he's going to show me his temple, and then there's going to be Shiva Lingam there, and then I'm going to have to offer my obeisances, this and that. So he said, okay, I'll go. So the man brings him in to his temple room, and then he walks in, and my spiritual master says that all of a sudden he sees these beautiful Radha Krishna deities, marble Radha Krishna deities, and then he offers his dandavats, and he's very surprised. And then he's looking at the man like, you're just talking about impersonalism, what's going on? And the man said, I was just testing you to see what you say. And he said, you passed the test, and he became a life member. So interesting, yeah. Pretty interesting. Yeah, if he's going to change, and yeah. So that was a happy ending. So yeah, that, and then also in Madras, yeah, my spiritual master, he was preaching against demigod worship and personalism, so many things like that. And people were getting upset. People were getting upset, and they would come up to him and they say, we really like that you're here and that you're preaching Krishna consciousness and chanting Hare Krishna, so many things like that. But you have to just mellow out on this, criticizing demigod worship, criticizing impersonalism. So then they gave the example of the Gaudiya Math. And the example of the Gaudiya Math was that they're here in Madras, and they have their temple, and they invite a lot of people in. Yeah, what the Gaudiya Math had become. Not under Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, yeah, at that time, Gaudiya Math. So, and these people said, yeah, the Gaudiya Math has their temple, and people come, large gathering comes on Janmashtami, and yeah, they don't speak like you're speaking. So then my spiritual master started to have some doubts, like, oh, maybe I do need to mellow and this and that. And so then he wrote Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada wrote him back, and he said, in paraphrasing, Prabhupada said, the fact is that I am the only person in all of India who is criticizing demigod worship and personalism and anything that falls short from complete surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I want that all of my disciples, and he said that my spiritual master taught me not to compromise in this regard, and I want all my disciples not to compromise in this regard. Means, yeah, not accepting impersonalism or demigod worship or anything less than surrender to Krishna. So he said, what you're doing is good. He continued. So that was his confirmation. So yeah, Shankaracharya, he is Shiva, as Dravida Prabhu was explaining yesterday. And he came to, bewilder the, or not bewilder, but covered Buddhism. Came because they rejected the Vedas. So many became Buddhists, and then he came to preach covered Buddhism to get people to accept the Vedas again. Then as time goes on, we have Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many great Vaishnavacharyas who are straightening things out again. And also, that is also our work. It's not that it's finished, that it's stopped, that the work has stopped. There is still there are many impersonalists throughout the world, and now much of the world, it's not philosophically based in personalism like Shankaracharya, the philosophy of Shankaracharya, and studying Vedanta Sutra from Shariraka Bhashya. It's not that people are sitting around in their homes in SanDiego and throughout America studying the Shariraka Bhashya necessarily, but they say that then impersonalism has transformed or has what do you call it? What is that? Morphed, mutated into all types of different shades and flavors of impersonalism, and that they may think that they're God. That's sometimes there, and sometimes even if they don't think they're God, it's like you could say in the back of their mind, they're wanting to be God. Because someone asked me the question one time, you say that, okay, we rebelled against Krishna, we came to this world, and you say that people wanted to be God, but if you go up and ask people, generally, if you do a big, what do you call it, like a survey? Yeah. Big survey, go to SDSU and, do a big survey, or UCSD. Or when we have our book table, right? Each person who comes up to us, say we have 500 people come up to us, okay, check the box. Do you want to be God, or do you think you're God? Do you think you're God? Check the box. People say, no, I don't think I'm God. Most people would say that. I don't think there is God. But if we analyze the position of God, the supreme enjoyer, right? Bhuktaram yagatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram, the supreme enjoyer. People want to be that. The supreme proprietor. Supreme friend, right? Welfare work, Prabhupada says, supreme friend. So in this way, without out and out saying it, they're acting in such a way. Or in personalism, God's not a person. Even in many religious circles, people think, oh, God's not a person. It's impersonalism. So our work hasn't finished. It's still ongoing process, right? To transform the impersonalist to personalist, and therefore we have Srila Prabhupada's books. They're great, the most wonderful contribution in helping that. In that, if people read Srila Prabhupada's books, it gives great description. Who is Krishna? Who is God? Who are you? So many philosophical, questions are answered, and people can be transformed. There's so many devotees who had impersonal conceptions before, and then they read Sri Upanishad, and Prabhupada's just left and right, smashing all these conceptions. Just like Tirtha Maharaj was telling me how some time ago how his friend got Prabhupada's books, and the friend would open the book, and Prabhupada would just be cutting away at all these different material conceptions he had. And he said he felt that his friend felt that he would open the book, and he felt that Prabhupada would just be like, punching him, give him a hard time. And he said he would get mad, then he, closed the book. He said, oh, I'm mad. So then, but he felt it so good, like he said, oh, this is so good, I got to open it again. It's like kind of like the chutney, right? They have this saying, oh, it's too hot to take, too hot to handle, too sweet to resist, right? So, and eventually became a devotee. So Prabhupada's books work wonders. And as Prabhupada, and another amazing point about Prabhupada's books is that as finite living entities in this world, of course we could preach and we should do our duty, right, in terms of personally meeting with people and talking with people and so on, communication. But when it comes down to it, okay, we meet with someone. How long can we meet with them? An hour, 2 hours? We stay at their house for a few days, but then we gotta keep on moving. And a lot of the times, they want us to keep on moving, right? But with Prabhupada's books, they're there. You put them in their house, you ship them there, or you whatever, some way or other, this way, that way, so many different ways, books enter people's houses. They stay there 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're there, and when someone's ready, or when they've been a little humbled by material nature, in some cases, and they, oh, hey, the book's there, and they could read it. Just like during this time, people have been a little humbled, we hope, by material nature. And we hope that all those millions of books we've distributed, how many millions of books have we distributed?
Over 500,
Oh, wow. 530 million books. So
that's just the recorded ones.
that's the recorded ones.
No, I'm sorry, about
72? Wow, he's been doing it since 72? Oh, he has it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so 530 million books. So, yeah, 600 million. So we hope that those 600 million books out there, people are turning to them. And I think, yeah.
Maybe Krishna God is hoping this
Sit and read the books, yeah. So, and Krishna will give us intelligence. Tesham Satyuktanam Bhajatam Bhattipurvakam, right? He says, those who are devoted and worship me with love, I give them understanding by which they can come to me. So he'll give us intelligence how to advance in Krishna consciousness. He'll also give us intelligence how to spread Krishna consciousness if we are devotedly engaged in his devotional service. And this is, and you could say, yeah, he wants more than anything to give us this intelligence to become more Krishna conscious, and also to spread Krishna consciousness. That's what he wants. So you could say he's waiting for he's to give that intelligence. So okay, we'll stop there. Does anybody have any? Yes.
Just to confirm some of your points, there was a man, Kamal, I remember his name. Kamal was in Detroit, and he was an ardent servant of worshiper of Lord Shiva. And he would come to the temple almost every day, take prasad with the devotees. And you can imagine, it was just like a punching bag. The devotees just worked him over, and he would never bend, and the devotees would work him over. And Prabhupada came. And somehow they got into Prabhupada's darshan, and he said to Srila Prabhupada, all of your disciples, you got the idea, hard time, I'm worshipping Lord Shiva, and they're all criticizing, And then Prabhupada said, no, it's all right. You can worship Lord Shiva. We were all like smoke coming out of our ears. Why is Prabhupada saying that? And then Prabhupada made the same point as you, that if you worship Lord Shiva in the right mood, as the greatest devotee of Krishna, then it's okay. You're worshiping a Vaishnava. But here's the far out thing. And then, so he was like grinning it smugly at all of us, and we were all well, that's the end of Burfi for that guy. And but then, and he thought he'd made it, he'd got an affirmation from Prabhupada. Then, as he was just about to leave, Prabhupada said, and if you worship for 100 generations Lord Shiva in that way, he said the benediction will be that a great Vaishnava in your family will be born in your family and to deliver all of you. In other words, they're not going to be delivered by worshiping Lord Shiva in their hodgepodge way, but the result is that it takes a Vaishnava, a pure devotee, to actually deliver them. So there was that. And then you were saying about the Kali worship and how there's difference between puja and bhakti, which is a very good point. There's a joke Prabhupada told. I'll be quick. And some of you may have heard it. There's a man, and this COD, that you do the worship No, you make the prayer, please give me this, and if you get it, then you do the puja. So there's no risk involved. You don't get it, you don't have to do the puja, no cost, no advance, So this man promises Lord, he goes to Kali's temple and says, if you give me this benediction, I'll offer you a goat. And lo and behold, it actually happens. But he never offers the goat. So he keeps going to the temple, and finally the deity Durga says to him, where's the goat? Kali says to him, where's the goat? I think it was Durga, actually, the way Prabhupada told him. Where's the goat? He said, the goats are so expensive. Can I offer you something else? Can I offer you a chicken? So she says, all right, offer me a chicken, but do it. So, but he doesn't do it. And they keep coming. So then finally Durga says, so, well, where's the chicken? They run so fast, they're hard to catch. Can I offer you something else? So it goes down and down and down, Finally he says, can I offer you a fly? And she says, all right, you can offer me a fly, but at least do it. And he doesn't do that. And then finally she says, he comes and she says, where's the fly? He says, there's so many flies buzzing around. Can't you catch it yourself? So the point is, there's no bhav, there's no love. It's just, I do this. It's a quid pro quo solely,
Yeah, business interaction. Just like business interaction. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he asked, or Nrsingadev asked Prahlad Maharaj, asked for benediction, and then Prahlad Maharaj says, I'm not, Vanik, I'm not a merchant, I'm not a business, I don't want anything from you. And Nrsingadev insists, and then Prahlad Maharaj, his merciful, Vaishnav heart, he says, please deliver my father, and what was the other one? Engage me in your, All right, welcome to
Natalie Batito says Hare Krishna. Neha Prasad says Hare Krishna.
what? Who?
Natalie
Yeah.
and Neha Prasad.
Oh, Neha.
She said Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare
And-
Krishna to both of you.
Randall, I've noticed he's commented on a lot of previous videos, and he has some of the best grammar I've seen on YouTube. Like, it's nice. It's good punctuation. He says, Hare Krishna, this is what happened to me. I am now reading, studying, chanting. I cannot thank you all enough. I've developed a fondness and attachment to you all. Thanks for amazing help.
Nice. Where does Randall live?
Well, his name says Randall SD, so if that's his name, maybe it's his name, maybe it's where he lives. But,
All right.
yeah.
All right, Randall.
Thanks, Randall.
We look forward to meeting you.
Yes.
Does anybody have any other comments or questions? All right, Jamal. Jamal last. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. All right. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.